everybody. Great to see you today. I'm Kelea with Keleas.com, where we love to teach you the love of floral design. And don't forget, you can find all the supplies for this project we're going to make today over at Keleas.com. I hope you're buzzing with excitement as we're going to create our own little hive decor to go on our front door. And with this project, it's like what we call our simple project. So we are going to do this in under 30 minutes and make it a lot of fun together. So we're starting off with this really cute honeycomb base, which is just stinking adorable. It just looks like a honeycomb loaded with honey, and it also, of course, makes a beautiful flower shape too. So it's perfect to embellish with our fun bees. So we're going to be using this cute bee. He will be our main piece we're going to add on to this piece. We're also going to use this really cute ball pick because we need a little bling bling. And don't those remind you of the bees with the little fun stripes on them? And the cutest part of all is these sweet little honeycombs. And they've got little flowers and all the bling with them too, and the glitter. So we're gonna have, those are gonna be our three main supplies we're gonna add to this base also. So you're gonna see how quick and easy this is gonna be. We're gonna have a lot of fun. I'm gonna lay these over to the side over here, and we're gonna start off first by putting our hanger on this project. So just take your honeycomb. If you need the supply list for this project, just let us know in the comments and we'll get it to you. This comes made just beautifully like this and all put together, but we do need to put a hanger on it. So the frame right here is all got a nice wire. So if you'll just take a piece of wire and add to that. This is 18 gauge paper wrap wire, and I like to use this for our hangers on all the wreaths we make for Keleas Design School. We use this wire in our floral design class all the time. So I'm just going to take and poke that in, and we're going to go on either side of the wire frame here, and we're just going to make a little bitty wire hanger. So because we're always making things to sell, of course, and give as gifts and things, it's really nice to have a proper hanger on something. So I wrapped it around the wire. You see me just bringing it down right now. I don't want it to be too big because it's going to show above the base. But I'm just going to take and trim this off as soon as I go through the wire first. So there's a big support wire right here I'm going through, and I'm just sending it right underneath. So I'll get a nice little hanger. And I didn't cut the wire yet because I want to have plenty of length to work with it first. Now just keep pulling and wiggling it through. And depending how long you want the hanger, you can leave it long or short. Grab your wire cutters. The things you're going to need at home is you're going to need your wire cutters and some floral foam and, of course, this wire. But you can get all the other supplies on our website. I'm just working it through right here, just working it and creating a little hanger. Then I'll trim that off. And you can save this little piece of wire for another project. I'm going to take and twist that around. And look, I made the cutest little simple hanger right here that will hang it up now. Okay, and I'm going to flip that around. And our design school, I'm always telling them, you guys got to put a hanger on your stuff because it just makes you much more professional in the long run. Okay, so there's our hanger, and that's done. And I'm not trying to put that on after I get all my fun stuff on here. Okay, so do the hanger first. Now let's get ready to put our foam on. The foam is floral foam, so you can get this at any craft store. It is not the Oasis foam. It's nice floral foam that when you put hot glue onto a pick and you pick it in here, it makes it nice and almost permanent. So I'm going to take and glue this guy off to the side right here, kind of kitty corner. Now, we're going to be putting the big bee on top of it eventually, so I want you to see how you want that. If you want him flying up or down, whatever you want. I think I'll have him flying up like this, is what I'm thinking. And you can also move it over here if you want. Whatever you want. Up and down. Here's our top of our piece. Do I want him here? Start thinking about that. Because all of our fun floral elements and glitter picks and that are going to come out from right below him. So if I want him right here, I can put him right here or here. Vice versa. Our whole design is going to go catty corner on the way I'm going to do it. But you guys can do whatever you want. Now, when you're creating on these burlap bases, you can't just go and attach things to the burlap. There's not enough strength there. You have to attach things to where the grapevine or wire frame is to have the body to use these bases, okay? So I'm going to dip this in my glue pot, and I'm going to stick it right here in on the frame. So the glue pot is what I use instead of a glue gun. If you've never seen our live videos, make sure you catch one. You'll see me using the glue pot, and you can get a feel for what it looks like. So I just dip this in the glue pot. I got a good amount of glue on there. And I'm actually going to kind of manipulate my glue so it's not everywhere and wiggle it in to the grapevine. And the next thing I need to do is take some floral pins, like this is a U pin, and I'm going to pin it in through the grapevine into the foam. So these will secure this nicely to the base, and I'm going through some of that hot glue that we just wiggled all on the bottom. So I'm grabbing the grapevine and grabbing the base. So this glue is hot, but it's not piping hot like a glue gun, so it doesn't burn me quite as bad or hurt me like a glue gun would. So if you see me get a little glue on my hands, I do have tough hands. Still might be hot to you, but don't worry. It goes on pretty easily here. So I'm grabbing the grapevine and pushing it through the glue and into the foam. So we've got glue holding it and wire. We got a double protective point there. Get that one in. I don't feel that one going into the foam like I want it to. Okay, there we go. In. So it's on nice and stable. Really happy with that. And the next thing I'm going to do is get my background pieces in, but she will eventually go on the top here. Oh my gosh, this is so cute already. Oh, so adorable. Okay, remember to keep it where you know this is your top, so you're designing appropriately to go across the sides. All right, the first thing we want to do is get our honeycombs in the back. And these come in nice big sprays with 3 honeycombs. These are glittered, but it's cool. They've kind of made them look antique, which is also what they've done back here on the honey. So that antique-y glaze looks really, really good on that. So I'm going to take and just cut this into some smaller pieces. We'll cut the 2 main stems together here and leave them. And then we'll cut this as its own little piece right here. All right. And I'm going to really quickly just lay out my design. I know I want this one to come across the top here. So I'm going to just dip this into my glue pot and then just push it right into the foam where it comes across the top. All right, I'm getting a little glue on there. And I'm going to bring it over. Perfect. And the honeycombs can shoot out this way. That's cute. I love that. I hope you can see that okay. That's going in. And don't worry about the glue. All that's going to be covered by our bee in just a little bit. Now I'm going to grab my other honeycomb. And I think I'll cut it a little smaller and it can go right beside there. I'm calling these honeycombs, they're beehives. This is the honeycomb. I'll get it straight. About the time we're done with the video, I might call it the right thing. But that's a slim chance. Slim chance. So, and I also want to take and shake hands with these pieces. That's what I call it in design school when we take and manipulate the greenery and the stems so they all look like they're moving pretty. Just like that. I love that. That looks great. So let's kind of do the same situation coming down. So I'm going to take this stem and trim it as well. And I will just trim those into 2 pieces, one with 2, and then one little short piece. This is just a simple project. You don't have to overdo it to get this cute, cute look. Now this one I'm going to go more on top of the foam up here. So I will take and I'm going to trim it a little shorter because it's a little too long. I don't want it shooting way off. So I just measure from the top. And we'll put that piece coming in right there. I'm going into my glue. Giving it a little dip. Just going in, just kind of mirror image to where we put the other 2. And here is my other beehive. We'll go right up the center, so it'll be a little bit longer. I just gave this guy a little swim in the glue pot. I'm going to push him in. There he goes. Nice. And I want those at a little bit different lengths. So I'll bend them up a little and over. Those are so cute. And these cute little berries, if you want to give them a, you know, a little bit of a twirl, they're fun. Let me get these twirled too. I like that before I forget. I love little berry twigs. You can curl them out. That gives it a nice little different texture. Oh, that's so cute. I love that. Okay, we've got one more to go. And let's see. Let's put him, maybe, this one's a little bit longer. We can put him over to the side over here. Okay, so you've kind of got them all spread out. And then once those are in, we're going to get ready to put our contrasting balls in with the black and yellow, which are going to pop really nice behind the bee's body. And if you want, this guy is a little bit long. I'm just going to trim him and put him into the foam so he's not quite as long. That's just my personal preference. Don't feel like you have to do that. Okay. Just going to tuck him in there. Oh, that's cute. All right, so those are in. Now my next step is going to be to grab the black and yellow pick, which is going to really add that pop because it's got the black. But our main bee character, who's the star of the show, has the black, so it's a perfect combination. And we're going to just take and do what we call a bend and twist on this. We're going to bend some forward and some backwards. I got glue on my nail, y'all, and it wants to stick to my pretty shiny nails. Don't take away the shiny. Isn't it like that? As soon as you get your nails done, you start messing them up. So I'm just going to do the bend and twist where I have some balls going up and some balls going down. And I'm going to take and cut this stem right here because we don't need it poking up. Okay, and we did a nice little bend and twist on these. So some of these are coming up and some of these are going down. Just like that. And think about your spacing. I kind of want them to split between each hive. Isn't that cute? That is so cute. Now, if I leave it like it is and I put this on top of it, then I would have to work around this on the top of the foam, which I really don't want to do. I want to be able to glue this guy right on the foam and have good adhesion to it. So just see where you need to cut here. And if you cut here, those three go up and these three go down. So just make your little cuts. It's no big deal. And then we'll just push them into the foam, just like this. So this one, we're going to put this into the glue first and then push it into the foam. All right, let's go up here and just push it in. Don't you love these simple projects like this, y'all? If you haven't already liked and subscribed, please do it. Make sure you follow us here also so you can see more of our videos because we love to share these fun little projects with you. Okay, and this one we're going to do the same thing. I'm just going to push this in down there. So it's a little bit too long, so I'm going to have to cut it into two pieces. And this is strictly so I don't have to, I can keep this nice and flat, okay? So I'll put these two in on one side. And remember, we want them just to fall right between the cute little beehives. Because that is so cute. And have lots of movement and dimension. See how they're wiggling around and the green is popping up below? Now let me put this black one in right here. And we'll trim that one off. We'll put it over to the side. That's so cute. I love it. Oh, some of my glue dripped right here. I'm just going to pull that off. So we can throw that back in our glue pot and melt it up to make some more. All right. We've left that kneaded clean because that is where our bee is going to go. And you can have her flying up or flying down. I'm going to cut her hanger off. We don't need that. So I'll just really quickly trim that off. Kind of cut it neat to the surface. So she's a nice light foam core, so she can just go directly on here. And I'm going to put her in where she's flying a little this way. So you decide how you want to do it. much or little. And see, I'm going to take and bend these up just so slightly because we've added all this awesome dimension by putting her on top of the foam. So this pops off and it's not flat. Isn't that fun? Now, let me get in here. We're going to add some glue right to the top of this. And I'll just use my bamboo stick that I keep in my glue pot and bring it over. So here comes some glue coming in. Just lay that right on. And then I'll take, while that's just sitting there for a second, I'll take a floral pin and I'll just cut it down a little, guys, where it's a little shorter. And we'll use, a piece went way over here. I will use a piece of this to go, I'll get it in a minute, into her. So get a little glue, push it in at an angle. So you have at least one little stick that's going into the foam also. And I like her angled just like that. So I'm pushing that into the foam. And we're going to make sure that glue goes on it too. Oh, that's perfect. Now, if you want to add more greenery, I thought it might be fun to add a little greenery behind too. So that's where I have this particular bush, which it's greenery, a little yellow berries, and a little bit of butterflies. If you just want a little touch of greenery just to pop around, I thought that would be kind of fun. So let me take a couple of these and cut them off. And we will add these to the mix because we have all that dimension right underneath. So you can, if you don't want greenery, you don't have to have it, of course. And you could just glue that bee on the base and be done if you don't want all the bling bling. You have so many options when you're creating. That's why no two projects really look alike by the time you get done adding your touches and your preferences to your project. They really don't. Okay, I just cut that whole bush apart and I thought it'd be fun just to add a little bit here or there of this. Let me bring my glue pot a little bit closer so I can show you now that we have a little more room on the table here. You can see what I am dipping into in case you've never watched before and you're like, what is she even doing? So this is my electric skillet with hot glue in it. And I do use a big one. They make smaller ones for crafting. So if you prefer, you can use one of those. And I'm just going to push these, after I get a little glue onto them, I'm pushing them into the foam. Just to take and, let them kind of soften the edges. And there is the little butterfly on a couple of them, but there's nothing wrong with that. The butterflies, the bees. Let's put another piece on this side. I love this. This is super cute. And I'll just push that in and I'll kind of manipulate it a little bit. Kind of come up here. That's cute. I'm loving it. Here's a longer piece. I think I'm going to use right up the middle, maybe a little bit behind this hive. Okay? So I'll give it a swirl. Go right underneath. That's cute. Okay, there's the top. I love that. Now let's do something similar down at the bottom. I'm going to take my longest piece first and have it come right down the bottom. And you want to keep it on that same angle that you've created in this design. Try to keep it very similar. There we go. That is precious. And then let's have another piece over on this side, kind of split up by this hive, because we have this hive over here. That's cute. So the greenery softens it just a little bit and gives it a little bit more of a natural look. And I'm going up into the foam. I want to feel it go in. Yep. Once you hear it crunch in, then you're in. You're good. And I've got these two little pieces. I think we'll just have kind of come out the sides here. And I'm just going to tuck them in. And you can always use Spanish moss if you need to cover your foam from the edges. But in general, this thing is going to look great. Just like it is. Let me bring the balls forward. I want to make sure the little beehives and the balls are really poking forward. I love that. And if a ball comes off, you can just glue it back on. It's not a big deal. But I think we did it. Check her out. Isn't she precious? Y'all, this was so much fun making with you. I can't wait to see your creations that you do. But get out of your comfort zone. Make something fun. This took under 30 minutes to make, and I had a blast creating with you. So make sure you follow us here so you can see more of our projects. And you guys go have fun with flowers. Bye.